We are the DFPN. Always question the answers.
No Gimmicks podcast, and we bring it to you. Every time we turn live, man, you know it's the truth. Every after show, moving down, this the time to move around. No Gimmicks podcast is going down. Every night, every time in the ring. This is the time for the No Gimmicks, no, we doing our thing. What's your state of mind? State of mind. Moving down a statement when we take the line. This is exactly wrestling the state design. When you see Stone Cold like me, with the stunner in the world, exactly, man, what we bring. Every night we move like Brock Lesnar, the F5, No Gimmicks. We take you to your limit, what's the feeling? When we live in the air, you know we on, it's the time. Guarantee we move, you know how we respond. The state is mine, the state design when we feel it. Moving down, what's the healing? No Gimmicks is the feeling.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. Boy, do we have some stuff to talk about. This is our weekly update on Metroplex Wrestling. Before we dive into it, I know you guys see him here. We're going to talk about that, but let's break into this the proper way. All right. I had to add that in there. Sorry.
That's awesome. I love getting intro to videos like that.
Oh, man. So, first things first, welcome back to the show, Matt Choice Andrews. So we're going to dive right into it, man. So,
all right.
Watching the show last week, very phenomenal show, by the way. Gears of War. This is probably on the list now for event of the year right now for me. So that's how good this show was. There was a lot for us to talk about, but where I wanted to start was the very unexpected return to the ring for former MPX champion, current MPX announcer, Matt the Choice Andrews. You were in a match. And we found this out very early in the night that this was happening, right along with you. First and foremost, how are you doing? How's your body doing? How was it getting back in the ring and against Demo Diamond, the MPX prospect champion?
Look, going up against Demo was no small feat, and definitely not something I took for granted or thought I had any strong stroke of chance of winning by any stretch. My body is fine. I'm pushing 40 here, so any sort of physical exertion tends to hurt a little bit more. But there's a little bit of bruising around my ribs and my stomach from where he stomped me, and he really got me on that last one when he made me announce him still as prospect champion. I don't agree with the tactics, but in terms of it being kind of a flashback to me being in the ring, it was also a flashback to kind of how I was when I was Demo's age. And I hate that it happened to me. I hate that my son had to kind of bear witness to that, and he had to talk to my son that way. But at the same time, like, it's very reminiscent of things that I would have done back when I was his age too. So
I get that. And that was going to lead me into a question like, what kind of emotions did that have? Your son was in attendance, and how did he take that? Because I know that must have been hard, man.
It was. He's never really been a fan of Demo since he started going to shows. But he was excited that he got to see me in the ring, which is something that I never thought would have happened. And in some weird ways, and I don't know. I hope Demo listens to this for the sake of your listenership, but also I hope he doesn't hear this. In some ways, I do kind of have to thank him and Jamie Aller for allowing me to have that opportunity to show my kid what I did in the ring.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wish I wasn't as blown up or gassed by the end of it, but I haven't moved like that in a good long while. It's been 11 years, Calvin. I did the math.
Yeah, man, and it's like you're defending your honor. I have to give you a ton of credit, man. Short notice. I know a lot must have been going through your head, plus the disrespect. You held your own in there. I got to give you
Thanks.
that. And normally I am pro Demo Diamond. I will admit this.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
easy
was not a fan of what went down and how it went down, but I get it. It's an opportunity. That was his third title defense of the Prospect Championship, and he cleared it. I didn't like this one. I didn't like the way this one was done. I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I mean, so let's take a look at those defenses, right? First of all, to get it, he had to get the Prospect Championship. He had to have help from Big Luther, right?
Right.
To defeat Matthew Palmer, he had to have help from Richard Hill. Last week, it was a triple threat match that the odds were against him, sure, to retain, but also a little bit in his favor. He got to watch two people beat themselves up, and then Tatum left in the middle of the match. So that helped him out tremendously. And then this week, picking on a guy who hasn't seen ring action in 4,000 days. Yes, is he getting the wins? Is he doing exactly what we talked about on the podcast before the Rumble, finding ways to win? Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not exactly, doesn't feel legitimate. And I know that's going to burn him even more because this whole thing has been about claiming legitimacy, fighting former MPX champions to get this chip off his shoulder to where he feels like he's being disrespected. And I think this Saturday's big test against his former stablemate Brixton Shaw, a former MPX champion, of course, that if he can do it by himself, cool. I'll give him credit where credit is due. But so far, the defenses for Demo have not been exactly awe-inspiring, shall we say.
It's hard to argue against that. I know Demo's watching right now.
Oh, great.
I know he's watching right now.
Well, Saturday will be even more fun then.
So here he is right here. He's saying, so are you saying I haven't doing anything legitimate? And Demo, it's hard to say that what you have done has been credible. It's smart. I will give you that. It's smart.
100%. It is legitimately
it's smart.
Yes.
Credible is a different thing. I'll give you you've mastered the board, Demo. You really have. But what we are looking at now is, so Brixton, it's a challenge, but if he clears this, which we got to go back to set 6. Set 6 is looking really strong again. Where we counted them out. They will be in the building. We've counted them out already, but here we go. He could use this to his advantage, very much so. And we're really close to destiny. So
yeah, very much. The challenge, Demo, if you're listening, I mean, my challenge to you, and not that you have any impetus to actually, take this on or whatever, but consider it a challenge to you as a way of personal growth. If you can do this without set 6 interfering, I'll announce you as many times as you want me to as prospect champion. I'll announce you as future MPX champion if you can do that.
Wow. That's a bold charge there.
Just saying.
But
he's got to be able to do it without the help of set 6.
I get that. So let's look back at what was Gears of War. We had some stuff coming out of there. One thing I do want to talk about is unresolved issues, and that's with the former prospect champion Brick Savage and Luther, a product of the match that put Demo in the position that he's in. Mm-hmm. Brick is looking to get their comeuppance on this one, and I don't think we ended that match with any type of closure on their behalf. So what are we looking forward to? I think he's in action this Saturday, right?
Brick in action this
I don't,
Saturday?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I feel bad if he is. There have been a lot of graphics that have gone up, and there have definitely been a few more matches that I've been kind of with my eye on, for sure.
Most definitely.
But I don't think this is the last time we've seen Brick and Luther get in the ring at all. I caught the tail end of that as I was being helped backstage. You know, we have our monitor back there. I caught the tail end of that and the chaos that ensued from that, and that was intense.
Very much so. Very much so.
Kind of glad I was not asked to go out there and help break those two apart. That seemed like an unenviable task.
You had already gone through enough, man. So yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
So, but yeah, let's look ahead. We got on Splinter Cell. We got the Scorn going up against Mikey B and Aaron Eagle.
Yeah, I like this team. I like this team of Mikey and Aaron. I like the camaraderie they've showed since the Rumble. You know, Mikey coming out and helping out Eagle out there when the odds were a little bit stacked against him. And you know, let me be clear, the odds were stacked against Eagle, and so Mikey coming out to help, even that, I think is completely fine. I like the fact that Eagle checked in on Mikey before his match a couple of weeks ago. I think this is going to be a good team. Although I gotta imagine, you know, Mikey is just now starting to break out of his zone away from the team setting. So how is he teaming again with a completely unfamiliar partner, admittedly, going to play in this against obviously the most seasoned tag team in MPX?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like this pairing. I like it. I like it a lot. I think there's a lot of intelligence on the side of Aaron Eagle and Mikey B. A lot of strategy on that team. I think with the flair that they both have, I think this has the potential to be a great matchup. I really do.
Sure.
I really do. And the Scorn, they're the Scorn. They're in there to kick ass and take names. I like this match a lot.
Yeah, I think this has a potential to be match of the night on a card that has a whole lot of match of the night contenders on it.
Absolutely. Let's move to Michael Schaefer.
Oh yeah, that one was just announced today, right?
Yep, that one was just announced today. Michael Schaefer versus Sky.
Yeah, I gotta wonder what kind of shape Schaefer's in after the street fight this past Saturday, the one match I actually got to watch from start to finish. You know, Schaefer walking away with that victory, but only barely, just by sheer virtue of the fact that his arm fell over Red Chambers. Yeah, so I mean, it's not like Schaefer completely dominated that outing, and he took quite a few nasty falls and a few shots to the head too. So kind of got to wonder what the state is of the Big Kahuna as he goes in to face the Texas Chainsaw, who hasn't seen a whole lot of ring action in the last couple weeks. You know, been in tag matches and such, but getting to take on Sky is again not an enviable task.
No, not at all, man. And again, you spoke on it. The match of the night contenders. This one's going to be a hard hitter. I like this one. I really like this one.
Yeah, be a lot of heavy slugging going back and forth on that.
Absolutely. So Brick is not in action.
Okay,
so I had to check. So he's not in action, but I'm hoping that he's not in the building, because that has the potential. If he is and Luther's in the building, that has a very good potential to be some fireworks, unintentional.
Yeah. One thing we know about Brick, when they get their mind set on something, or if something pisses them off, they're going to do anything they can to make it right in their eyes. And damned whoever is in their way. It does not matter to the World Breaker who's there. They're ready to just go for that one target that they've got.
Right. Absolutely. So hopefully they are calm this week. Which
sure. Bad chance of that.
Yeah, very fat chance. All right, moving on. We have the Sons of Mayhem versus Set 6.
Right. And here's set 6 coming into the equation again, right? With the tag team scene actually heating up quite a bit. Ever since Becker and Palmer won those tag team championships, there have been a lot of up and coming tag teams that have caught the eye, I'm sure, of MPX management, but a lot of tag
Yep.
teams that have stood out for sure. And this is just another one. And set 6, you wonder if they're going to be a little more focused, maybe, on helping Demo later in the night. Which again, maybe Demo, if you want to help your boys out, tell them to focus only on their match and don't worry about what you're doing in your prospect championship match. And the Sons of Mayhem, again, you got to wonder about the state of Red after that match last week. But in a tag team environment, maybe Big Jake can hold the fort down a little.
Can I just say that I am so glad these two are back together? It's so nice to see them back together again. And you just mentioned it with the tag team scene heating up. This could be some implications in this match. So I'm going to be invested in this match because this is really a make or break for both teams.
Yeah, it is. I mean, set 6 having been on the path that they've been on, and the Sons of Mayhem really kind of having been on a roll lately. It's kind of a good showcase match for them to take out a team that has been gelling together for a good while.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just spoke about Demo Diamond. He's back in the comments again. He said, "I'm going to put Brixton back in the hospital on my own accord."
Okay, if you're going to do it. Like I said, it's out there. I'll make sure that management knows that that's how I plan on announcing you if you're able to win without any assistance.
That is, again, a bold statement. that is a very bold statement.
We know Demo loves hearing and still. We know that he likes that because he likes hearing it twice every time he retains, which, again, good on him. But I'll add that extra incentive in there, sure.
All right.
But hey,
so
I'm wondering how that'll rub the MPX champion. And I know we're skipping over a couple of matches, but we can get back to those. But I mean, Kari is going to be facing a debuting Hit, and I was close to seeing Hit in action twice on a couple of different cards in other promotions in Texas, and our paths just never ended up crossing. I'm very excited to see what Hit does in this encounter. What a debut, coming out and challenging for the MPX championship.
Yeah, this is a very, very big way to make an impact.
Yeah.
Coming in and going straight for the title. That's awesome. So, and it was announced also that the title match for Destiny is actually set right now.
Right. Yeah.
And we learned that based on last week. So it's Kari. It's Kari, Exodus Prime, who beat Kari.
Yeah.
Last week, and Demo Diamond.
Yeah, and that's got to be sitting really large in the back of Kari's mind, right? Having lost that opportunity again. There was some assistance there. Demo came out and caused a distraction a bit, but that's got to be in the back of Kari's mind is like, crap, I have this triple threat match coming up, and now I've got this big monster. But Kari has been known to be kind of a monster slayer of sorts, right?
Yeah.
So, taking on Angel Camacho, taking on Michael Schaefer, being able to get wins over those two, larger athletes that are viewed as monsters in the Texas independent wrestling scene. And so Hit is no different. And I'd be interested to see how this match ends up going.
Me too. Me as well. So before I move on to my thought, here's Demo again. Not if I cash in, it could be a 1-on-1. He's talking about the triple threat match.
That's fair. That's fair. Demo's got that in his back pocket, right? The Rumble win, which gets him at Destiny, but also that Prospect Championship, which again, if he beats Brixton, he can cash in that Prospect Championship anytime.
Yep. So now I'm on alert because Demo, when he says things, I know now to pay attention.
Well, sure. And then every moment from the moment that if Demo beats Brixton, every moment from that point on, Kari is going to have to be looking over his shoulder, and
Absolutely.
everybody in the MPX crowd is going to have to be looking out to see if Demo is going to be cashing in.
Absolutely. And I do want to speak on Kari for a second because I've seen him. I'm seeing him do things that I think are smart.
Yeah.
He's upping his gym regimen, which he's posting it, and he's letting you know that he's putting the work in, and he's not just slouching. He's not just waiting. He is actually preparing for whatever happens. That is a very smart move on his part.
Yeah, I kind of like the way he's been defending the championship, right? He hasn't
Yeah.
necessarily had to come out and be loud and brash and have to, talk a big game. He just goes out and he lets his work do the talking for him. Kind of reminds me a lot of when the Tommy Becker was MPX championship at this point last year.
Yep.
A guy that just comes out, has the belt, defends it, and says, this is me. Come and get me.
Yep. I like that. I like that he's in that headspace to where it really doesn't matter. And look, this Destiny match there's a lot of history between all three men. They're basically were like brothers at one point. But
Mhm.
you're now in a position to where, and I'm sure Demo, if you're listening, I'm sure you agree with this. You can have friendships or you can have championships. Whatever ship you choose, you need to choose it wisely. So I like that. I like what I'm seeing from all three men. I like the fire from Exodus. I like the preparation from Kari, and I like the strategy from Demo. And
Yeah, there's a lot of storylines going into this from
yep,
each individual mindset that could give either any of them the one up in that match.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But let's get back. Let's get back to the matches that we got.
Sure.
Other than we announced the main event.
We'll have another debut, right?
Yeah,
Shay
yeah,
Carmichael going to defend the women's championship against Kia Dream, coming all the way up from Houston and
yep.
ROW there. So that's going to be a big feather in the cap of Carmichael, just being able to face her in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. I've watched her
Mhm.
on the independent scene. Very talented. Very
Yeah.
talented. She reminds me a little bit of Maya World, and they were
Mhm.
a tag team at one point. So
Yes.
I know that she has the experience, and I know her and Shay they're gonna put on a great show.
Yeah, and
That's gonna be a great match.
this match I think is key to Shay kind of finding her identity as a champion. She came off of the obviously the huge victory against Angela Armstrong at the Texas Rumble. Went on to face Nova and kind of had that weird point where she used the chair, even though she didn't like actively use it. It was there and she made use of it. So now this is kind of a good measuring stick for her to figure out what kind of a champion is she going to be and how is this going to help define her reign.
Yeah, yeah, and huge test. That's a very huge test. But she's coming off a win herself over a very uh challenging Nova Mercy. So I'm sorry, Morgan Mercy. So it,
Right.
it's a good test for her.
Yeah.
Very much. And then we got Dave Sagan of House Sagan going
Man,
up
this one
against
going up against Matthew Palmer. This one on paper looks like match of the night to me.
yes.
Um, yeah, these guys been around the block for a while. They both masters of reinventing themselves and coming up with new ways and keeping themselves in the game and continuing to put on banger after banger, to steal a phrase. But these two high level professional wrestlers, I feel, are going to put on a phenomenal match.
Yes. For that Addicts title. And listen, we got gold on the line all night that night. So
Mhm.
I think out of the championship matches, this is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, definitely. Just because like it's so evenly matched is what it is.
Yes.
Both
Yes.
are very good at playing mind games. Both are in like peak physical condition and they're phenomenal athletes. Both known to give it their all, and both with a almost a hidden a hidden aggressive side, right? They can come out and, Palmer can be all Jack Sparrowy and all kind of weird and all that stuff. But when he gets in there and gets focused, that's the aggression. That's the side of Matthew Palmer that people don't want to see, but they
Right.
kind of have to when they're in the ring. And of course, Sagan comes out all, paragon of virtue, as it were. But he knows how to turn on the aggression too.
Absolutely. And that makes for a great show. So
Sure.
very much looking forward to that one. And rounding us out, Brent McKenzie.
Yeah, the man from Waco.
Yep. coming to take on Tommy Becker.
Yeah, interesting here. We haven't seen McKenzie since that Lights Out match that where he teamed with the Scorn to face excessive violence in kind of a match that, I mean, I'm sure it was arranged by Richard Hill, but McKenzie kind of seemed like he felt out of place in that match.
Yeah.
Right? Like he was there,
Yeah.
he was doing the favor, but it's not like there was any massive camaraderie with the Scorn in there. It's not like he was all rooting for him or trying to take anybody out together with him. McKenzie was just kind of there as the favor, and that was it. So now with this match, and he's got more invested in this, taking on an old rival in the Tommy Becker. Kind of interesting to see what the man from Waco ends up doing.
Yeah, that story and leaning over into it, he may have a decision to make.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
very interesting stuff there.
but it's star-studded. I mean, this card this weekend is up and down with current and former and past legends of the MPX scene and the North Texas wrestling scene. So it's going to be a really great night, and I hope there's a lot of people, a lot of addicts that come out to watch all of this great action.
You know what? I was talked to by people I know go to the show, and they're like, "Hey, you going?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm gonna be in the building for this one because
Nice.
I have to be. This is one of those occasions. It just feels like a big night.
Yeah.
We're in store for a big night, especially after everything that happened at Gears of War, the fallout from that, so to speak, leading us into this week. And it's just you have to be in the building. You have to be in the building for this one.
What's great about this is that each of these shows, from Fallout to Gears of War to Splinter Cell this weekend, all of them have felt like big shows, and we're still 3 weeks away from Destiny.
Yes.
Like, what does that say about the level of talent that is going on right now? So this is a very good time to be an MPX addict, and I'm really hoping to see a lot of them out there this weekend.
Absolutely, and it's all going down this Saturday. 510 Harwood Road, Bedford, Texas. Start time or doors open at 7:15 for the early show.
The early access. Yep.
Do you know what we got coming on for the early show?
Nope. I usually don't know until I get there, and it's usually a fun surprise one way or another. Hey, Calvin, I also wanted to say, like, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the showcase for the Immortal, the fantastic card this Sunday in honor of Jason Silver.
Rest well, my friend. But yeah. Absolutely.
Again, there's going to be. I mean, we know we're going to have some sort of a battle royal or a rumble style thing, as is the norm every year. But outside of that, not a whole lot gets mentioned about what's in store for this card. With good reason, we want people to come out. We want people to to help support the family of Silver and Lyric, and we just want we're hoping to see a lot of people out there, a lot of support.
Absolutely. So you heard them, guys. Not only do we have a show on Saturday, showcase for the Immortal on Sunday at the same spot. So make sure you guys come out. Get your tickets for the show now. It's going to be a good show, guys. You want to be in the building for this one. You very much want to be in the building for this one. We got Demo on here saying what he's going to do. And
Demo
it's hard to say he's lying.
Yeah. Hey, he's a guy that calls his shots. That's for sure.
Yeah, he calls his shot. And so far he's been following through. So listen, come out, be a part of this show. Come let your voices be heard. Matt, you got anything else?
No, that should be about it for now. But hope to see you at both shows this weekend, folks.
Absolutely. Well, that's gonna do it for me. If you got nothing else.
Don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to this week on MPX. Come back next week. Hopefully, we got a lot to talk about and lead us into. But until next time, you guys be safe. Take care of each other. Enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. Peace.
See ya.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks, gimmicks.